y'all, Shardvixen here, and today is January 28th, 2017. This video is called part of my rambling series. Once a month, I want to, look at my ponytail doing its funny thing, sorry. Once a month, I want to kind of do a on-spot, that day kind of video, and that's what the Rambling 101 is going to be. It's going to be addressing issues that are going on maybe in the world, maybe issues in my life, and this would probably be when I answer some questions, but eventually I'll have a Q&A in the comment section, which will be the Lily and Lloyd. I know I've been talking about it for like over 6 months, but life for me is a little problematic to get things done. I mean, in the normal range of doing things. Well, for example, I used to go to school at night, and then I also worked during the day, and I had a small child at the time. Well, he's not so small now, but at the time, I went to school when Bobby Joe was, well, I went back to work right after I had him, and then I had, Bobby Joe had some problems, and which I can't talk about because that's really his business to talk about on his channel if he so wants to. But I also have my daughter still, who's going to college, and was the age difference between my children is 13 years. Now the rambling videos don't really have a cohesiveness to them, so I'll probably jump from one subject to another subject. I probably won't talk as fast. I don't know, some days I talk faster. Anyway, the difference between my two children is 13 years. So I had a teenager and a toddler at the same time, which, interesting enough, I have in the household now. But I was going to, at one point in my life, I was going to school and working pretty much close to full time. And still getting things done with Bobby Joe. Now that whole idea is just so overwhelming because of the fibromyalgia and other stuff going on in my life, and medication problems and things like that. And my sleepy bouts really kind of make it hard. I'm like overly tired at points in time. So I've been working on the animation of the origins of Shardvixen, how my other alter ego became embedded, infused, however you want to look at it, with the spirit of a fox, the vixen part of me. And then how that helped me when I was a child with mental illness, or a teen with mental illness. The thing about my mental illness is I never was aware of it until I was older, so I just thought everybody else was weird, and I didn't understand why people had such a hard time with me. But anyway, so to get back to time scheduling, I'm a real good time management schedule because I had at the end of my education, I don't want to really. I kind of have a hard time talking about my education because I don't want to put people off thinking that I have too much education and that I won't understand them. On the other hand, I am very proud of my education, so if you ask the question, I'll tell you. Otherwise, we'll just say that I am I don't have a PhD, and I don't ever plan going back to school for a PhD, so that'll let you know. It is both of my, most of my education is, at the end, my upper education was in psychology and behavioralism, so that kind of will let you know. I enjoyed it. I have to tell you, though, I think that the experiences that you learn in life and your natural tendency towards something is probably way better than a degree. A degree doesn't really set you up to do what you need to do. It is the experience of doing it. The degree gives you the words and the I don't know, the what we call it, the kudos in the education world. So when you walk up to another person in your field, you can say, "Oh yeah, I have this and this and this," and then they like go. That will determine how they deal with you. It's a very snobby world, the educational world. I don't really like it. I don't think education should be snobby. I think education should be shared. I don't think you should pay for it, and I think that helping things like therapy and medication and stuff like that should not be as expensive as they are, and should not be a high paying job, but then I suppose nobody do it. It should be done for the love of it and the love of helping other people. Anyway, so my time management skills are pretty good, except now I write goals out behind me. You can't see them, but on those sheets of paper are my January goals. Soon I'll be writing up my February goals, which will actually be pretty much like my January goals, because I think I got one thing done on my January goals. But I'm also building a dollhouse out of recycled fabrics for my grandson, and I have other art projects I do on top of trying to maintain the household for my daughter, which I fail miserably at. I was never very good at household things, and then with the fibromyalgia, it's really hard to get stuff done. I am a clutter queen, and I collect recyclable stuff because I do a lot of crafting, and that's why you should check out Shardvixen's magnificent channel for my crafting stuff. Right at this moment, I only have one crafting video up, which is another issue, is getting that done. The animation takes a lot of my time. I'm behind on some of my, I do sections of video gaming, and I'm behind on that because I've been working on this animation idea, because it gets in my head and I want to see how it looks when I put it on. That's the thing about animation I like, is that even though I see it perfectly in my head, I don't have the talent or the knowledge, or both, to get it done exactly as I see it in my head. So I do something and then it starts to morph in a different direction. But I follow it along because it's going to be cool to see how it turns out. And then if it doesn't turn out very well, then I can start over again. And I kind of like that part of it. It's rather, can be frustrating. Sometimes my crafts don't turn out quite the way I envision them. But then they have lots of room for modification, and I'm a big believer on modification. I think if one person shows you something and you say, wow, I could do that differently, then you should try doing it differently, and then that's great, and share it with the world, and then other people can say, whoa, I could do that differently, and that'd be really, really awesome. Any sounds you hear in the background, of course, is the household moving around behind me. I'm kind of cold this morning, and my body really, really hurts. I started to increase on my medication to see if that's going to help. I'm supposed to do some acupuncture, which will be kind of an anxiety-filled thing. I've got some procedures that are coming up that are already filling me with dread and anxiety, and haven't even gotten to scheduling appointments. So that tells you how that goes. I would like to. So one of the things is people come on to my channel and they complain about the quality of my filming. So I film with a tablet, so the quality is probably not as good. I have my first order of business when I have some free money is to get a card capture for my video gaming. Second order of business is to get a camera for still shots and filming, blog filming, because the tablet is kind of going. Third order of business is to get, and I always get it wrong because it's not the Mac Pro, but it's the IBM's tablet laptop integrate system that's brand new. I want one of those. It's a Pro something. I don't remember off the top of my head, because you can draw right on the screen, and I think that would be cool for animation, to do the stop motion and then add drawings to it. Because right now what I do is stop motion, and then I pull it into my GIMP, which is a photoshopping kind of program manipulation of photography, and I clean it up and add other elements to it, and then I pull it into the movie maker. Now, with Shardvixen's origins, I want to pull it into hit film, so it's gonna take a little longer for the video to pop out because I want to work in hit film and learn how to animate in that, because I think that'll give me a wider range of animation possibilities. I know there's animation software out there for stop motion. I just don't know if I want to go that direction or if I want to keep it more manual, even though you're doing digital, so I don't know. That's kind of an oxymoron. But I guess you'd know what I mean. So the plans for my channel, which are kind of slow at the moment, is to finish my Shardvixen costume for going to conventions. We really want to go to conventions off and on. And to finish Lily and Lloyd, because I want to do some side stories that are going to branch from Lily and Lloyd. Change my puppets in Lily and Lloyd because they're kind of crude, primitive puppets, and go to more full form puppets like this, blah, 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 blah. And then do skits with them and Stick Baby, who will be introduced in Lily and Lloyd. Try to do more animation in short films to pop out to practice different techniques and stuff. And then just start doing more crafting videos. So that's kind of my February goals and long-term goals. You can listen to other parts of my rambling that goes on in my video games, but the Rambling 101s are going to be like as near to real time as possible. So really quickly, current events. I did not vote for Trump. I didn't vote for Clinton either. I voted for the I don't remember her name, Peace and Freedom Party. I always vote that way unless there's like this spectacular person that I just think should be president. And I don't really support anything that he would be interested in. I am kind of waiting still, but the signing of the wall kind of freaks me out. I don't like Pence. He's got some really weird stuff in his belief system that just kind of freaks me out. And being a female, of course, neither one of them really instill in me any sense of security. But I do believe partially in our system. I think our governance system is a little old and needs to be revamped. But I do believe in the Constitution, and I kind of see the system as a pretty good system. I am a socialist, but you can have a socialist and capitalist. People think you can't, but you can, because I'm not a socialist in which the government owns everything. I'm in a socialist concept that communities it's kind of like a tier, you have a set, it's just like our states and our government is right now, but more of the idea that the many help the few. So like if you're talking about the pipeline, that's the few who are being persecuted for the many, for money, for oil, for money, really. And so the many of us who know that this is wrong, like it's not a good thing, even though you could say the pipeline is going to give lots of jobs, you could say that people are going to make lots of money. That's not okay when you're talking about sacrificing the needs of the few who don't have, this is their home, and we're putting them in danger. Okay, like we're ripping up parts of their life and telling them it's because it's for the good of everyone else. That's kind of not okay. I mean, I do get the idea of the many and the few, but there is a point in which we have to say, is it better for the many when we're tramping on the few? Shouldn't it be for all of us? And so that's my viewpoint on that. I think that there's going to be a lot of protesting. I think there's going to be a lot of civil disorder. I think that it's going to get worse before it gets better. I think people are going to start dividing in families and things. So it's almost going to have that feel of German Nazi and World War II feel. And so I think Trump's going to take us backwards. I do not think he's going to take us forward. I think capitalistic wise, he's going to do good. People are going to make money. But I think the only people who are going to make money are the people that are already making money. So that's my viewpoint. And it's a rather chilly morning. And I'm at 15. And I think that the rambling vlogs, I'm going to try to keep them down too. So there won't be any special little animation. Later down the road, maybe the rambling one-on-ones will have some of the animation that I'm working on, just so you guys can see what it looks like. And I might put some pictures up of the stills of Shardvixen's origins. Anyway, so that's it. I'm out of here, and catch y'all on the flip side.